All right, everybody, welcome back. It is March 25th, and I have a couple hours here after work to scout out a new area. I've only been in this particular area, one other time. It was last January. There was a little bit of snow on the ground, but it looked like a pretty good area. So I wanted to come in here and do a little scouting, some shed hunting, and see what we get into. So stick around. See a shed. I see a shed right on this trail. This trail kind of cuts across this draw here. Looks like a pretty nice one. Nice. Rishi, find it. Find it. Good girl. Good girl. Put that shed. Well, it certainly is bleached out quite a bit. But, I mean, honestly, the base looks still pretty fresh, and it was sitting on top of the leaves, so I'd say it was definitely this year's drop, but I think this one dropped pretty early. Pretty light antler. Pretty open up here in this bench, so you can see why it's bleached out, but that's a cool little buck. 5-point side. Nice brow tine, really. His G2 is probably about the same size, if not smaller, than his brow tine. Just little tines, but a lot of potential. Maybe we'll find the other side, or maybe we'll find another one, but either way, pretty cool. I had a feeling this would be a spot that there may be a shed in. There's some really heavy trails that cut across the top of this draw here. It's a pretty good spot, but awesome. Well, keep moving. Well, we're about 10 minutes after finding that shed, the 5-point side over there. That was literally just over on the other side of this draw, kind of walking across the head of this draw where these trails all come through here. There's some, you could see where there was some digging around. They were feeding on acorns. But I've been following this trail across. Just kind of stayed on this trail and keep my eyes peeled, and I see a shed right up here. I don't think it's the match. It looks bigger. Tines look bigger from here. I just have the GoPro out, but it's right there. Go check it out. It's definitely bleached out, but this one actually is kind of buried in some leaves. That one might be a bit older, but that's a nice 4-point side. Definitely not the match. Let's get it picked up here. I'm gonna go ahead and say this one's probably last year's, unless it dropped real early before the oaks fell, but nah, this is definitely last year's drop, but that is a nice shed. Nice 4-point side. Yeah, it's been laying here for a year. All these leaves on top of it. But those white tines, they sure stuck out. Both of them tines up. So you can see that's definitely last year's drop. Where this year's, the first one I found I still think is this year's, because that was on top of the leaves. And I've walked in here a little bit last year. Just starting to learn this area. New area to me. But awesome. That's a nice shed. 2 already. 2 in the last 10 minutes. We will absolutely take that. That's a nice one. If this deer's still out there, imagine what he was this past season. What do you think, Rishi? You can find some more in here? Well, we'll keep looking. Awesome. That's 2 for the day. So this year's drop would have been probably pretty early drop. It was pretty bleached out, but then definitely last year's drop. So we'll see. I mean, that's awesome. And that was, I mean, they're only a couple 100 yards apart. There's got to be more in here somewhere. I'm going to keep zigzagging and walking these trails that cut across this draw. I was up there a little bit on the top there, but I didn't see a ton of sign, but those trails are probably worth zigzagging around. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time in here before I move on. Well, I'm having a good day in this spot. I found a good spot in here. There's a lot of sign, some good trails, and I see another antler. Rishi's going for it right now. This one's chewed on. Son of a gun. I was just about to say, that's a fresh one too. Dang. That is chewed up, but I was just about to say, I'm surprised that these are not so chewed up. That's this year's drop. bummer that it's so chewed up. The last one I found that was last year's drop was only 100 yards just up there, and I've just been, just like I was saying, zigzagging these trails back and forth. And then boom, I saw this one. I figured I'd come into these hemlocks here. Well, the squirrels beat us to this one. Dang, it's a nice antler too. What a bummer. And this antler is actually wet. They've been chewing on it like just now. Real fresh chew marks. Gosh dang, that's a bummer. That's a nice shed. But it is completely chewed up pretty good. You can see, look at this. That's coming off. Dang, I hate when they get them chewed up like that. I don't, you know, honestly, where I typically shed hunt a lot of times is not around a lot of oak trees. So I've been expanding my areas a little bit more, getting into some of these oak flats and these oak benches. And obviously there's a lot more squirrel sign in these areas. And they really put a hurting on these in a pretty quick time. Check out the base on that thing. That's this year's for sure. I mean, that's a pretty good base on it. Well, I decided, I kept zigzagging back and forth. I decided to poke through these hemlocks. So I'm going to look around in here a little more, but unfortunately, this one's pretty picked over by the squirrels. But hey, we'll still take it. Still counts. That's 3 in this, within these couple 100 yards. So I guarantee there's more in here. Found a good spot right here. Well, we're starting to get them piled up here. Starting to make a little pile. This poor thing is probably going to be, these tines won't even be on it by the time I get back home. Picking people's trash up on the way too. Yeah, those tines are hanging on by a thread there. But there we go. We're getting some. Turkey gobbling. Way over across and up on this ridge. He's not far. I just got him to shock gobble. He was gobbling on his own. I kept hearing him. There he goes again. I don't know if this camera will pick it up. He's over. Sounds like he's right over on that ridge. I just called an owl in. Now there's a barred owl over here. He just hooted. And then the turkey gobbled. He didn't do it that time, but he's over there gobbling. There's a lot of, this is a really good draw, these ridges. A lot of wildlife. Seen deer, picked up 3 sheds so far. Got a turkey gobbling over there. Been hearing and seeing squirrels. Now this owl. Squirrels barking everywhere. Guess next is a bear, right? Ooh! There he goes. He's fired up. He's right over there. Looks like there's a big scrape down here. Get down there and check that out. I wanted to walk this bench a little bit, this lower bench, and maybe work my way back up. Now I'm finding sheds in here. I don't really want to leave the area too much. Well, as you can see, it is very tore up on this bench. Some of this could be from turkeys, but there's a heck of a trail here. Right here. All the sheds I was finding were, one was way up there on that side of the draw, and the other 2 were over here, one of these hemlocks, but you can see how this comes down. Pretty good trail that crosses this lower part of the draw, it looks like here. That turkey is awfully close. Yeah, trail that crosses here. Rishi, come. big scrape. I mean, this whole area here. We got licking branches over here from last year and years past. This has been used for years and years. I'd call this a community scrape itself. That's a good spot. Pretty high up licking branches. And right on this bench, you can see, goes up. That's not even the top all the way up there. It's another bench, but this lower bench, just smaller bench. I think this could be a good scrape to hunt near, or maybe even over. The thing is, it's pretty hard access to get here, so I doubt many, if anybody else really hunts it. That'd be the hardest part, is the access I'd have to figure out. It's kind of tough. You got two steep valleys coming down. Two steep runs, really, on either side. So you got to figure out how to play your thermals depending on the time of day to hunt it. But I think it could be a really, really good spot. Probably throw a camera up here and leave it for a year. And just try to learn this a little bit more. So I'm trying to really scout, but I'm focusing in pretty good on this general area because I've been seeing a lot of sign. I just got to figure out how to get in here. The access is going to be tough, and it will make it hard to. It'll make it hard getting a deer out of here, but probably have to pack it out. That's all. All right, I'm going to keep moving. I can't make this up. That scrape, I'm about 50 yards from it, just walking this tight little bench here because it looks so good. Ton of sign, going real slow. All these hemlocks with some oak trees, a lot of oak trees. And I walk up and check this out. Check it out. Boom. That's the one I saw first, and then look at another one right behind it. That is awesome. I don't think it's a match set, though. I've been looking at it and looking from here. The one there looks bigger than that one in the back. I don't know. I haven't walked up to it. Let's check them out. Come on, girls. Come on, ducks. Ooh, that's a nice shed. Ooh, baby. Good girl, Rishi. Good girl. Dang. Chewed on both of them a little bit, it looks like. Yeah, that's awesome. Just a little bit on the tips of the tines chewed on. That's not the same. These are not the same deer. Not the same deer. This one is a lot bigger. Holy cow. Alright, I want to pick these up. Well, I'm going to pick the big one up first because that's the one I saw first. The other one's over there. I'm excited to see if this is an 8 or if it's a 5. Looks like an 8. Oh my gosh, that is a nice deer. Beautiful antler. Just a little bit chewed on that tine. It would have been, leave it out here and it'd be destroyed here in about probably a week or two, less. Beautiful antler. Got some good mass to it. That is an awesome antler. Another one. I can't believe it. That's number 4, and then this will be 5. All in the same area. That's why you get in these areas, like, don't leave them if you're shed hunting. Don't leave them. All right, let's get this next one. Go over here. Put you over here. And then definitely totally different deer. That's so awesome. Right next to each other. I mean, these both are chewed just a little bit on some of the tines. This was a nice 5-point side. I wonder. Doesn't look at all like that other one I found up there. I don't know if I have any matches or not that I know of. No, this one could be the match to the one that's chewed by the squirrels. We'll have to look, but how awesome. That's 5 sheds within a really small little area, honestly. Found a good spot in here for sure. Good shed hunting spot anyways. Well, let's take a look at what we have and see if any of these match anything we have. And then let's keep looking around. There goes that turkey again. He's all the way over there now. But yeah, let's see what we have, and then let's keep walking around. I'm going to stay out here as long as I can, till probably close to dark. That turkey is up on this ridge now. He popped across and up, and the whole time we've been just wandering around this bench. All right, this is the one we just picked up, and then this is the one that was just up there. I think it's a match. I have a feeling it's a match. But you just can't tell as good because this one's chewed, but boy, I don't know. That looks like a match to me. I have a feeling it is. I bet you it is. That makes sense. That's cool. Match set. Too bad this one got chewed up so much. All right. What else we got? I'm curious about this one. No, that is totally different deer. Not a match. Totally different deer. Not a match. I say these are definitely a match. And then, of course, you know, unless it's last year's, we're not going to find a match to this. All right, awesome. Wow. Starting to stack them up. Well, we're getting our pack a lot heavier. See if we can add some more weight to it. So I was only in this area right here where I've picked up all of these 5 sheds so far one other time, and it was last January. And there was some snow on the ground, but it was walkable. But there was some, I mean, I remember marking it and wanting to come back to it because there were some serious trails through here, like very heavy. And there's some elk in this area too. And I saw some elk tracks last January when I was in here. So could get really lucky and pick up an elk antler, which would be awesome. They've been shedding now. They start shedding. There's still a lot I've been seeing that are still holding, but March is the time, March and April, that you want to be looking for them. So you could get lucky. I'm really glad I came back. I want to come back again and spend more time. I'm going to start running out of daylight here at some point, so I'm going to have to kind of start making my way back towards the truck, but I might do a little bit of a bigger loop back. But I got to start heading in that general direction. I don't want to run out of light. I guarantee there's some more sheds in here. But good spot to remember. Definitely a spot I want to come back and scout a little more, and now I really want to try to figure out the access to it. Getting pretty close to the truck. Walking along here, and you won't believe it, but here's another shed. Another nice one, too. Yeah, Reese, good girl. Good girl. Well, here we are. Shed number 6 for the day. Can't believe it. Heck of a spot here. I'm going to have to come back. Another nice shed, too. Real nice shed. Definitely this year's drop. They just get real bleached out up on these flats like this. But what a nice shed. Another nice 4-point side. I don't think it's a match to any of them that I have. So this is number 6. That's awesome. I'm almost back to the truck too. And just walking, zigzagging around on these tops and these benches. Just tons of acorns. I mean, I know there's more. I'll come back in here and probably have another decent day, but this is awesome. I can't even believe it. 6 sheds. And look at these. Look at these cutest dogs. You guys are tired, huh? Good girls. All right, well, I guess put this one on the bag and keep hiking. Tired babies. Getting our workout today, huh? Good girls. Just love how much you love each other. Well, we made it back to the truck, and it's just about dark now. I'll tell you, though, you cannot complain about an afternoon like that. Several hours after work, just getting out, scouting a new area. Doing some shed hunting that's always on my mind, but a lot of it was scouting too. But once I got into these sheds, I just kept poking around in that general area. And you can't complain about that. It's a nice haul. 6 really nice sheds in a matter of just a couple hours. I mean, obviously I know there's more in here because I think only maybe one, there might only be one set in there. So the other ones of these, all the other ones are laying around out there somewhere. So I'll definitely be back in here, scouring this same general area again, trying to match up some of these and scouting. And then I got a couple other areas that I want to hit up in this general location. So I'm excited. That was a lot of fun. What a great day. And Rishi and Chaga are whooped. I think we did about 8.2 miles. So we did good. We covered some ground, and I'm happy about it. So that'll wrap this one up, and I'll catch you in the next video. Just kidding, everyone. Video is not over yet. Real quick here, I want to show you something. The 6 sheds there on the top are what I found. And as I was driving home, I received a text message from my wife, Autumn. She ended up taking a walk after work with Gypsy, and she found 2 really nice sheds. This one and this one. You can see this one here. Beautiful 4-point side. Obviously, it's not this year's drop. It is older, but what a beautiful shed. Good tine length, just a dandy shed. And then this one right here, beautiful 5-point side, definitely this year's drop. Lots of mass to that deer, and when she sent that picture, I immediately recognized that shed right there. So I said, hey, where'd you find that shed? She said, I knew you'd ask me that, but she told me, and I immediately knew. I said, you matched them up. And this is who she matched up. This is the one I found back in early March. And look at that. 100% match set. They're about a half mile apart. I just can't believe it that she matched them up. So just a really beautiful, big, heavy 10-point. Great to see a deer like that survived through. Now, of course, when I found this side, I looked at it pretty good, and I don't remember ever seeing any trail camera pictures of that deer. And now that I have both sides, I did a little more digging, and I don't have any trail camera footage of them. But I believe, and I can't say 100%, but I'm pretty sure I saw this deer in archery season. I think it was November 18th, and it was just before dark. He came walking in from behind me and noticed something wasn't quite right. And I don't know, he probably got to maybe 50 yards, stopped, turned around, and walked right back out of my life. And just a really cool encounter and cool deer, and just a great deer to see that survived. So awesome that she found that and that. And I'd say that is a really successful day for the Birchstead here, as far as sheds are concerned. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up now for real this time, guys. I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Poor dogs. You guys have to walk back and forth. They're like, what the heck are we doing? Why?